Hi. I'm like unsure if I'm usually this kind of closed up in the camera because I don't know, I feel like I look a lot closer than I usually do because the iOS update just makes everything look different. If you if you've got an iPhone, have you updated? Because iOS 7 is pretty interesting. Like it seems like it drains battery a bit faster than it used to, but other than that, it's quite nice. Like, it's nicer to look at, it's more user friendly, which is weird because Apple is always really user friendly, in my opinion. I'm an Apple person, not like a Samsung or Microsoft or Windows. I don't know. But either way, I'm an Apple person. I've got like an iPad. I had an iPod, but I didn't need it because I have an iPhone, so I sold the iPod. And then I've got like a Mac as well, so yay! Apples. I like apples. Did you know that like the apple on the symbol isn't actually a Macintosh apple? It's a Red Delicious apple because they're the ones that have like the little bit that kind of moves, the little bit that dips up at the bottom, and that's called a Red Delicious apple. And I saw that on a meme, I think, because like someone's grandma was like, that shouldn't be called Macintosh, that should be called Red Delicious, and it kind of stuck in my head because that sounds really funny. Can you imagine if everyone went around with their Red Delicious Pro? That would be fun. Yeah, so okay, one thing I wanted to ask today was to kind of make myself feel better because I feel like a massive stalker right now. Yeah. It's not the first time either. Like in the past I've been like, yeah, I'm a really good stalker. I'm good at finding out information. Haha. But now I didn't mean to be a stalker, but like I watched this other person on YouTube and they go by like a fun name on their channel and they never really give out their actual name. But then I bought something from their Etsy page and in the invoice it had their actual name. And so I was like, oh, well, that's really interesting. And I'm currently writing a letter to them. And in the letter I've been like, oh hey, does anyone ever call you by your actual name? Because I found it on your Etsy invoice, so maybe you should hide that. And the fun thing, stalker thing, crazy person thing, they're all things, is I, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, Googled the name and Googled the city that they say they live in. And it came up with a bunch of white pages stuff for like their state and city. And then it said there was only one person with that name born in like blah year for like the age that they actually are. Because they had like one person their age, one person like 50, 140, and one deceased. So I was like, well, that's them. And then it had like their address and their home phone number, and I was like, wow, it shouldn't be this easy to find people on the internet. I feel like the FBI are just doing stuff now. And just to kind of add to my crazy, I watched a couple of their videos where they take you around like shopping, and like every time it's like an outside point, I'll Google search like the name of the store that they were taking us to, and then like go on to like the Google walk around, like the little person who stands on the road, and like look around and be like, okay, well that matches the video, so it's this location. And then I'll do Google get directions and do get directions to like the house number that I found, and I'm like, oh well, all of these places that they've taken us to are within 20 minutes drive, so it must be correct. And now I feel like such a stalker, and like I want to kind of put it in the letter to be like, oh, just so you know, your address is on this website, you should probably hide that or claim it and then make it private. But at the same time, I just feel like I will come across as the biggest, creepiest stalker known to man, and I want them to write back. Because, like, I'm gonna make them stuff. I don't know. I sound like a fan person right now. Like, oh my god, I love you so much. I'm gonna make you things and write you letters and find your house. That sounded like Mickey Mouse. And find your house, Pluto. But no, I just felt like writing them a letter and making them some things. So I'm gonna send that, and so I'm torn. Should I tell them that I know where they live, or should I kind of just leave that bit out? Like, I think I probably will, because at least it'd make me memorable. But yeah, so have you ever done that? Have you ever just kind of found out someone's name or something about someone that you know, but you don't know that well, and just like internet searched them and tried to be like a super sleuth or like a spy? Because I remember I actually did that to one of the teachers I had a crush on in high school, and that got really creepy. And like this one other person, like I had a crush on someone in high school in this country, and I didn't, like, I found out where they lived, but I don't know how I did. I think I'd been to their house, but I didn't know their address. And so I just kind of Google walked. Like, I found somewhere that I knew, and then I knew how to get to their house from there, so I kind of just walked along on Google, and I was like, and that's their house. And I got really excited, and then I went onto White Pages, and I typed in their address, and I typed in their last name, and then it gives me their phone number and their parents' names, and I've done this too many times. I am a stalker. And so then, because I think I needed to call them, and so like they weren't answering their cell phone, and I was just like, well, I'm not gonna call like just their cell phone a bunch of times if they're not answering or if it's dead, so I'm just gonna call their house. So I called their house, and they answered, and they're like, how did you get this number? Like, I was friends with this person. I wasn't just like someone that I saw across a room and had a crush on. Like, I actually hung out with this person, and like we really got along. And so yeah, I stalked them, but I think they were flattered. I think they were. But no, I've done it far too many times. And like just type in someone's name or someone's last name and where, like, what suburb they live in, or even if they live with their parents, if you know their parents' name, you just type in their name on like White Pages, and it gives you like their address. So I think it's fun. I also did it because I couldn't remember the phone number, like, for the house of my best friend in Canada who I made the video for. So I actually typed in, I Google searched and I Google walked to find the address for her house, because I couldn't remember that either. And then I Google searched the address for her house once I had it, and then put in like her mom's name and their last name, and then it gave me the house number on this website. And so then I called it, and they answered, and it was perfect. But at the same time, I stalked my best friend to get her house phone number because I needed to call. I'm such a weirdo. This shouldn't come naturally. I wanted to be a spy for a while. I still kind of do, because I think everyone at some point wants to be a spy or an FBI agent or something. And at one point I was gonna actually like send off an application for the Australian Secret Organization or something. It's like a bunch of spies, and that's like what the thing is. And that sounded amazing, and I was gonna send it off, and it was gonna be like 6 months of training in Canberra, and you get paid like a decent amount of money, like 64,000 for the first year, and you get paid while you're in training in the 6 months of training, and then you're pretty much just like, you're one of their agents, and like you may be a desk jockey, but you're an agent. How cool does that sound? But that was like after I got broken up with, and I was like, I don't need to stay here, nothing's keeping me here, I'm gonna go be a spy. And that sounds childish, but that's just how I am. But then I like met my new partner, and I was like, I don't want to leave, so I didn't become a spy. But if I'm ever in Canada and they have a secret spy academy, then you can bet your bottom dollar, mister, that I'm gonna be a spy. I'll probably be a spy who's secretly a paleontologist, hunts dinosaurs, and secretly a not micro, just a biologist, and a botanist, and an anthropologist, and a person who knows all the things of the body, like physiologist, I don't know. But I really want to be an anthropologist, and an archaeologist, and an Egyptologist, and all of the ologists you can possibly think of. I wanted to be a marine biologist for a while, but then they tried to make me touch a sea anemone, and I got really scared, and I didn't want to touch it. So I was like, oh, well, I can't be a marine biologist, plus I am afraid of boats and the ocean. Yeah, no, this is definitely much closer than usual, because usually I can see my crazy hand gestures, and like, at the moment, they're over here. And so I can't really see my crazy hand gestures, and it's not fun, and so I have to be like, unnatural hand gestures, like in front of my face. But yeah, so, if you've ever been a stalker, and I know you have, everyone has, then like this video, and I will stalk more people. Tell me who to stalk, and I will stalk them. If you leave your name, or your parents' name, and just the city you're in, not your house address, I will find you. I promise. Not in a creepy, I'ma find you way, but like, if you just want to test out my mad skills, then yeah, okay. Bye!